Yo, what's happening, everybody? Happy Monday to y'all. It's your boy Mike D, aka DDE80, aka 13th Wonder of the World, aka Mike Deezy. Happy Monday to y'all. I hope y'all had a great weekend this week, full of great adventures of sports, basketball, football, college football, NCAA basketball. I hope you had a great weekend. Can you believe that it's 7 days left before Christmas? Wow. 7 days before the Lord's birthday. It's great to see, great to hear, great to know about. Hope everybody got everything they needed for Christmas. Hope everybody's going to be able to be with their family for Christmas. I pray that everybody have a special blessing for Christmas as we get on with the 7 days left of Christmas. Tonight is Monday Night Raw in about an hour, little under an hour, excuse me. Monday Night Raw, as well as, we got great things happening this week in the week of sports. Tonight, football, Monday Night Football, we've got the Eagles against the Seahawks. I think the Eagles will win the game tonight. Seahawks probably going to put up a fight. And this is conflicted because it's two of my homeboys' teams. My brother, which is also my homeboy, shout out to Kendo. He also is a part of, he likes the Eagles. And my other homeboy, Slate, shout out to him, he likes the Seahawks. So we're going to see what happens in this game tonight. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, but also later on tonight, New York versus L.A. The Knicks and the Lakers play tonight as well. Oh, my God, that's going to be interesting to see. You're going to see LeBron James against Julius Randolph. You're going to see D'Angelo Russell go up against Jalen Brunson. Going to be interesting to see what happens in these games tonight is full-fledged NBA night as well as college basketball as well. Shout out to the Point Place family. Shout out to Bobby Reezy. Shout out to M Breezy. Shout out to Naya. Shout out to my sister. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me on the Point of View as we get closer and closer to the end of the year. We all have situations come up. We all are trying to figure out things. And I'm just praying to God that God help me with a blessing. I got a blessing. I'm in need of a blessing as well as anybody else. And I'm going to keep my focus on that blessing, focus on God, that he helps me to get the blessing that I need. You never know what people be going through. But I'm here to tell you, just pray to God about it. Everything will be all right. Hopefully our prayers get answered, whatever we're looking for, that we're asking God for. All right, Monday's format. Raw will be on in about another 50 minutes. We know tonight is championship night on Raw. The Miz goes up against Gunther for the Intercontinental title. I think Gunther wins that match again. We got Kayla Chance, and Carter. They're going to be challenging Piper Niven and Chelsea Green for the women's tag team titles. I think tonight, this could be the night for Carter and Chance. I have a smidget of an inkling of an idea that Chance and Carter become the women tag team champions tonight. That's my theory. That's my saying. I will say this. If they do win, if Piper and Chelsea still have the titles after tonight, the Kabuki Warriors are going to be the next women tag team champions. Asuka and Carly Sane will probably become the next women tag team champions if it happens, folks. With that being said, also tonight, the Creed brothers are supposed to be going up against the Judgment Day. I don't know if the Creed brothers are going to win tonight. They could win tonight. They could shock the world. This would be a great shock to the WWE Universe if the Creed brothers beat the Judgment Day tonight, which they can do, folks. They are capable of beating Balor and Priest tonight. We'll see that. We'll also see what happens now with the follow-up of Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion, as well as Cody Rhodes and Shinsuke Nakamura. Their storyline is still going. So we're going to see what happens with all that. There's a lot of moving parts. Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, that's also going to be going further on to the Royal Rumble. It's going to be interesting to see tonight. Also, JD versus R-Truth tonight in a Miracle on 34th Street street fight. We have one of these every year before Christmas on Raw. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes down, how that happens for them. That's just the Raw preview for the night. And I hope everything is good on your end. I hope you'll be able to watch it. So enjoy Raw tonight, folks. Let me talk about NFL. There were some great games yesterday. Congratulations to the Saints. The Saints were able to win a game against the Giants. They were very good yesterday. Congratulations to the Saints. Patriots. Oh, man. Again, the Patriots. They lose to Mahomes and the Chiefs. That happens as well. That's nothing new, man. We're just saying this is what this is. We're obligated to see the Patriots lose again. Dolphins shot out the Jets 30-0. Aaron Rodgers is still trying to come back and play. That could possibly happen. He could be playing this weekend. They had said Christmas Eve, so we're going to see what happens this weekend if Aaron Rodgers is able to come back out there and play. Ravens won. Dolphins won. Lions. Bills. Josh Allen picked up a great victory by beating Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Very interesting. Very great game planned by the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills did not throw the ball as much yesterday. They ran on the ground. And they were able to stop Dallas because Dallas has a high-powered team. And for them to only get 10 points, that's not what it is, folks. The Cowboys lost. This is a tough loss. Now, tonight, the Eagles have to win tonight in order to stay alive and to stay above the division for them to win their division. They have to stay above the Cowboys in order to win their division so they can host a game this year. But this is a bad loss for the Cowboys. These are some tough games they have because now they play, I think they play, who they play next? I think they go to Miami and play them next. That's going to be hard. But they could possibly win if Tyreek Hill's not playing. That's the main thing. If Tyreek Hill's not playing, the Cowboys have a chance to beat them. But Tua is something serious. And Prescott's going to have to figure out a way to try to outplay him. He's going to have to outduel Tua in order for the Cowboys to win. Let me tell y'all something about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have not lost 2 games in a row this season. I'm thinking that this could be the game that they lose for the second. They can lose a second game, this 2 in a row, because the Dolphins are a team that could do it. So we'll see what happens with that. And I think they play San Francisco. I don't know yet. But the 49ers also won yesterday, you know, and as the season in football is starting to go down and starting to wind down, you're seeing the competitiveness come out of the teams now, and teams are peaking at the right time. So we'll see what happens with all that happens with the moving parts in football. The Detroit Pistons, not the Lions. Shout out to the Lions and Jared Goff and those boys, St. Brown, Montgomery and those boys. They are doing what they need to do to get it. They're going to win their division, and they're going to host a playoff game. The Lions are going to come back and prove to everybody that, hey, at one time we didn't win but one game, but now they're in serious competition and competitiveness to probably get to a not a wild card, but close to a playoff push for a Super Bowl. And that's what it is. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, the Lions have it this year. They are expected to win their division, which they are going to win. And we're going to see what kind of noise they pull this year in the postseason because they're going. Congratulations to Jalen Daniels again for winning the Heisman. But LSU probably is going to have a hard time beating Wisconsin without him playing because he's not playing in the bowl game against Wisconsin. He has already said that he is going to be entering the NBA draft. He's putting his hat, tossing his hat in the NBA draft. NFL draft, excuse me, not NBA, I'm so sorry. NFL draft, Jalen Daniels. And so, with that being said, let me say this about Jalen Daniels. If he's going to be in the draft of the NFL, there is no way that he does not be one of the high 2 picks in the draft. The New England Patriots, my team, my God. If Jalen Daniels, if we're the number 1 or 2 pick in the draft, because the Panthers won yesterday, the Panthers are probably going to have a higher, probably going to end up with the number 1 draft pick. It's going to either be us, them, or the Bears. But man, I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if the Patriots get the number 1 or number 2 spot, Jalen Daniels will be our quarterback. I'm hoping that he goes 1 or 2 in the draft. Because if he's 1 or 2, we're going to get another quarterback. If the Panthers don't need to get nobody, they already got Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? Bryce Young is their quarterback. They drafted him high last year. So Bryce Young will be their quarterback. And we look at who else? The Chicago Bears. Now the Chicago Bears may pick up another quarterback because they might be going sour on Justin Fields, which I hope that they don't. I don't think they will, but I'm telling you folks this. The New England Patriots need a quarterback. If Jalen Daniels goes 1, if he's projected to be 1, 2, or 3, if the Patriots get the 2nd pick in the draft, then the New England Patriots need to pick up Jalen Daniels as their quarterback. That would fit the bill for what New England needs. Or, and I hear a lot of people say this, could there be a trade for the Saints to get him? Not after they paid Derek Carr all that money. It's not going to happen. But the New England Patriots could use Jalen Daniels. With Belichick leaving, which they're saying that he's leaving at the end of the season, that would be a great move because I don't know who's our coach going to be next. I'm hoping that it's Josh McDaniels because Josh McDaniels knows the Patriot system. I'm hoping that Josh McDaniels become our coach. It's time for Bill to ride in the sunset. Bill has done a lot for the Patriots. It's a new regime. This has been weeding out for times now. They did give him a huge package. I thought that he was going to be gone, but if you look at it, I thought he was going to stay, but it looks like he's going to be gone. So we'll see what happens with the Patriots. I'm hoping that the Patriots sign draft Jalen Daniels in the draft if he's high in the pick because he's the Heisman Trophy winner. So he should be up in the rankings as much as what we see, folks. He's entered the draft. He should be one of the Patriots need him as a quarterback. Let me just say that there because Mac Jones is not cutting it. Mac Jones is probably going to be a backup quarterback now. He could go to another team, maybe can fit in another system, but he's got to learn how to stop throwing interceptions when the game is on the line. That's the problem that Mac Jones has, folks, and it's happening for him, and it's not what he needs to have happening. And I'm not going to just disown Mac Jones, but it's painful to see what happened to the Patriots this year. They were last year close to being the playoffs, got put out. The year before that, they made the playoffs and Buffalo put them out. So I don't know what's going to happen with New England as my team goes forward. I'm not giving up on them. I know that these are sun-dried times for them, but it's time for a new system in New England. I think Bill coaches out the rest of the season, and then after that, I think he rides in the sunset, or he probably will be the Cleveland Browns coach. He's going to go somewhere else and whatever. But it's going to be funny to see him in a different situation instead of being in New England. This man has been with the Patriots for over 25 years, if I'm not mistaken, or close to it or something like that. But I'm here to tell you, he is one of the greatest coaches of all time. When you talk about coaches in history, you talk about Belichick, you talk about Jimmy Johnson, you talk about Dicker, you talk about who's the other coaches in the league? Lombardi, Mike McCarthy's on that list because he won a Super Bowl with Green Bay. You talk about these coaches. Andy Reid, he's won 2 Super Bowls with the Chiefs. Bill Cowher. You talk Mike Tomlin. You talk about all these great coaches in the game. Todd Bowles. You talk about him. He's a Super Bowl champion coach. You talk about these coaches. If you want to talk about the NBA, you talk about Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, Larry Brown, K.C. Jones, Pat Riley, all these coaches, Larry Brown, Phil Jackson. I'm not going to never forget about Phil Jackson. Doc Rivers, Tyronn Lue, not Lawrence Frank, but Frank Vogel, guys that have won championships. Chuck Daly, the late great Chuck Daly, Rudy Tomjanovich. You talk about the great coaches that has had legacies in the game. You look at them, you say, really? Exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is, Budenholzer, guys like that has won championships with teams. Steve Kerr, and this is coaches. This is what I'm saying. And I'm just saying this about Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches in football history, along with Nick Saban and Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Kelly, guys like that, Doug Peterson. These are great coaches. Urban Meyer, great coaches. This is what it is, So, shout out to these coaches, but Bill Belichick, I think it's time for him to ride out in the wind. I don't know yet, but it looks like it. It looks like this because I don't think the Patriots are tuning into him anymore. I think that the Patriots are just ready to get the season over and see what happens. I think we need to re-sign Ezekiel Elliott. I think we need to re-sign Schuster. I think we need to re-sign Hunter Henry. We need to have those guys back in a new program. I think the new program with the new coach, if it's Josh McDaniels, I think that this is Josh McDaniels up and down, folks. So we'll see what happens with that and the moving parts of the NFL as well. Also, man, the Pistons still losing, man. I want to go back to this. The Pistons are losing again, man, and it looks like they're probably going to lose again tonight if they're playing. I don't know what's going to happen with this team. This is a young team, and I want to see them win. I want to see them win. I want to see them take it out the game. I want to see them finally get a win because, we know that they're a bad team, but this is ridiculous. They're not winning like they're supposed to. So we'll see what happens with them tonight, hopefully, or tomorrow, whenever they play again. I think they play tonight. I hope that they break the streak tonight, but whoever they're playing, probably not. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow night was supposed to be Wemby versus Giannis, and it looks like Giannis is not gonna. I mean, Wemby's not gonna play in that game against Giannis because he has an ankle sprain, ankle injury, something like that. But it'll be interesting to see what happens when they do play again against each other. It's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be fun. Warriors have been winning now. You know, they've been trusting their young guys, and then we'll see what happens when they play again the Warriors. I just want to see, can they keep winning without Draymond Green? Tomorrow night is supposed to be the season debut of John Morant, if I'm not mistaken. I want to see, is he rusty or has he been working on his game? Maybe now he could turn Memphis around and get them back into the competitive team that they are. They have been competing, Desmond Bain has been great, but they need John Morant back if they want to go back to the playoffs and have a high record in the game. So that's my saying on that as well. We have some great week of games coming on, man. NBA tomorrow night on TNT as well. NXT tomorrow night as well. Tonight is Monday Night Raw as well as NBA's National Football League. I'm talking about Major League Baseball, my bad. NCAA basketball, men and women. NHL hockey. I really don't cover hockey like that, but I do have my antennas up on it at times. Great games, great things, great sports. I don't know if CM Punk's gonna be on Raw tonight. He might be on Raw tonight. I think that you should put him on tonight to have a conversation, just to have him on there where he could talk to people and see what the next chapter is for Punk. But yeah, so I just wanted to just talk to people, talk to you guys on the point of view. Again, I want to say thank you all for listening to me on the point of view. Sometimes I be tongue twisted. Sometimes I make errors. But I be trying to give you guys the truth of what I hear, what I see. And I just want everybody to know that we're here for a purpose. God bless you. God keep you. I will be back on either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not making any promises. I know definitely not tonight. Most definitely tomorrow with the Raw recap, with the NFL recap, and the NBA recap, especially between the Lakers and the Knicks, because that's going to be the game of the night, folks. And until then, I'm Mike D, DDE80. God bless you. God keep you. Have a good night. Enjoy Raw. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Good evening. How y'all doing? This your boy Mike D, a.k.a. DDE80, a.k.a. 13th Wonder of the World. Thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday on The Point of View. Shout out to the Point Place players. Shout out to Bobby Reezy, who is, ladies and gentlemen, that is my producer. Shout out to M. Breezy. Shout out to Naya, my baby niece. Shout out to my sister. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me on this Tuesday for The Point of View. We only have 6 days left until Christmas. Like I told y'all before, Christmas is one of my favorite holidays because it's not only because of the gathering of the family with the gifts and things, to see the little kids smile and things like that, to see us smile for the gifts that we've gotten, the eating, the gathering, but also the thanking God for Jesus' birthday, and also thanking God for allowing the Savior of the world to be in our life. That's the reason why I like Christmas so much, ladies and gentlemen. But also, it's also good to know that we're still on the land of the living. God has still kept us with breath in our body. He let us live to see another day, even though it could have been hard, but we still live to see that day. And I thank him for that as much as I can. So for that, thank you, Lord, for letting us live to see another day. Appreciate everybody with all the love and all the concerns and all the prayers that y'all pray for me as well as I pray for y'all, that our situations get better in life as we go into another year. As you could tell, I am playing NBA 2K23, the Kobe Bryant cover with the Mamba moments on there and everything. It's kind of interesting to see, to relive some of these moments of the late, great Kobe Bryant. They had a challenge on there where he was playing against Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan was in Washington. And I actually liked that Washington team that Jordan was on, even though they didn't do too much, but I liked that team. But anyway, man, let me just say this right here, man. I just got through talking to my little brother. Well, not my little brother, but my middle brother. Shout out to Kendo. And he didn't talk about, he came and brought me something, but he didn't talk about what happened last night with those Eagles. The Eagles got stunned by the Seahawks. Drew Lock beat the great Jalen Hurts last night. He outdueled Jalen Hurts. This was supposed to have been a big win for the Eagles because the Eagles were supposed to win this game to go one up on the Cowboys in the division. But now it looks like the Cowboys are now going to have to get it out the mud as well as the Eagles. Because now if you look at what's going on, folks, think about this here. Next week, it's going to be Dallas versus Miami. The Dolphins are the #1 team in the AFC, in my book. They are going to win our division. Buffalo's going to be a wild card. Man, I'm telling you this right here. The pressure is on the Cowboys to win that game, but the pressure is more on the Dolphins to win that game because they know Buffalo's coming. But I don't think Buffalo's going to catch them. But, man, it looks like, to me, it looks like that the Cowboys are going to have a hard time playing those Dolphins. Without Tyreek Hill, if Tyreek Hill's not playing that game, then they have a chance to win it. They have a chance to win the game, the Dallas Cowboys do. But the way that they played last week against the Jets, shutting them out 30-0, you got to remember, this Miami Dolphins team is high-powered. Let's go back to when they played Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. They beat them 70 points? 70 to 20, something like that, where they put up like 70 points on those guys. Unbelievable. Beat them by 50. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 50 or 50-point win or something like that. The Dolphins are ready for the game, man. They're going to be ready. But if Tyreek Hill's not playing, that's like, a minus 70-something yards passing, because he can get the long passes off and get all the long plays off, and that's what they need. And they're going to need that if they're playing against a team like the Dallas Cowboys. But Dak Prescott and them have now lost 2 games in a row this season. So we'll see if the trend goes to 2 this week, because I do believe that the Dallas Cowboys could possibly lose that game. But I think they'll probably win. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Also, I'm very disappointed in the Lakers last night. The Lakers got the Cup tournament banner put up in Los Angeles in the crypto arena. And then when they play the game, they lose to the Knicks. This is every time the Lakers in the LeBron era, after he come off of winning something, they go out there the next game and lose. When they won the championship, when they had championship night that night against the Clippers beat them, blew them out the building. Then, this is not when they won the championship, when he was it Miami? Well, no, when he left Miami, First game of the season, Melo and them beat them in New York. The week that Kobe died, that following game, Dame Lillard torched them. I mean, you guys got to play beyond that, man. When you win a championship, you have to play beyond that. You saw what Denver did this year when they played the Lakers, played us. Denver got their rings, went out there and played a great game, a heck of a game, and beat the Lakers. And I'm saying this for one reason and one reason only, because the Clippers are peaking right now, folks. That four-head monster that they've got, they are getting the job done. James Harden now starting to play like he is the old James Harden. But how long do you expect that? Can you get a 30-plus point game out of James Harden each night now? We'll see. Are they going to win the championship? I still don't think they'll win. I don't even think they're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals. That's a huge thing for them, because I think that either this year or next year, they go into their new building. I think it's in San Diego. I said San Francisco, but the Warriors are there. But I think their building is going to be in San Diego, if I'm not mistaken. And they're going to start their new regime there. And I know that's B.Ray's team, but they're going to always be the little brother to the Lakers until they get out of that building and stop sharing that building with the Lakers. Clippers and the Lakers still play again this year, folks, so we'll see what else happens when that happens as well. But last night, the Clippers played great by blowing out the Pacers, who is a great team. But the Lakers should have beaten the Knicks. The Clippers beat the Knicks the night before, if I'm not mistaken. So we have to figure out what's going on. Also tonight, as the game's going on now, is Ja Morant's return on the court as the Grizzlies play the Pelicans. It's going to be the two guys in the draft that came out the same year in the draft, Zion versus Ja Morant. And as you can tell, Ja Morant has been having a better career so far than Zion, due to Zion being injured and things like that. But Ja Morant wasn't injured. Ja Morant took himself out of, the business by, playing with guns and things like that, folks. So we'll just have to see what's next on the move. Hopefully Ja can get himself together and get his team back into playoff moments, playoff execution, because right now they're not doing what they need to do. But Desmond Bane and JJ, which is Jared Jackson Jr., they have really been stepping their game up, trying to help these guys win games as well. And that's what I see for so far right now. Hopefully that would happen if they can keep their head above the water. He's got to keep his head above the water, because not only that, he has little kids that look up to him and things like that. So he has to realize what he got going on. He has a lot to lose, and I don't want that for him, because I want him to be as good as he can be in playing. So hopefully this will be a great lesson for him, but also a great time for him to get himself back into the Ja Morant mode, because he lost endorsements as well, folks. So we'll see what happens with them as well. Monday Night Raw, man. The reviews of Monday Night Raw. Absolutely, positively, it was interesting, folks. I don't know if Monday Night Raw is coming on next week, because they haven't said anything. If they were going to tape a show after Raw, then I thought that they were probably going to do it. But Raw's probably not coming on next week, because of Monday is Christmas. They usually have wrestling shows on live that Christmas night, but I don't think that's going to happen this year, because it looks like a lot of guys, a lot of people are going to be sitting at home for Christmas. I don't know if WWE is going to do a Best of Raw 2023, which I think they should. I think they should use the 3 hours for that. Don't let, because the competition is always waiting. AEW is always waiting. TNA is always waiting for WWE to preempt it so they can pounce on them like WCW used to do. Because folks are going to watch the competition. Because the wrestling fans, they don't stop. They want to continue to watch. So we'll see what happens with that, folks, as it gets closer and closer to Christmas, which we're 6 days away. But last night, congratulations to, Katana Chance and Caden Carter and Chance for winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. More power to them. They deserve it. I just hope that they are not no transitional champions where they win the titles and they take the titles right off of them, because Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler 9 times out of 10 are going to be their next opponents. And I will tell you this, folks, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark could possibly become the next WWE Women's Champion, Tag Team Champions. Because I'm going to tell you why. That would fit the bill for what they need to do, because if you go back to the history of Shayna Baszler versus and Kairi Sane and Asuka, think about the Mae Young Classic. It was Kairi Sane with the insane elbow that beat Shayna Baszler to become the Mae Young Classic tournament winner. And that was like, a couple of years ago, but yet and still it's still fresh in the mind of Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler has not forgotten about that, folks. But her and Zoe could make a great tag team, and they can make the tag team champions if they want to, because you can use them in NXT, you can use them on SmackDown, you can use them on Raw. I don't know how many women tag teams they have on SmackDown, because you could go with, of course, the Kabuki Warriors. I see now you got Vega and Meacham as a tag team as well. B-Fab, she's not on a team. Bianca and Shotzi could be a team. If you wanted to just make those tag teams on SmackDown. It would have been great to see Bianca and Charlotte as a tag team, but now Charlotte's out, and God knows I hate that for her, because she's going to miss WrestleMania. I think she didn't wrestle at WrestleMania last year. I don't think she did. Yes, she did, because she lost to Rhea Ripley. But I think, it's been Charlotte Flair's going to miss WrestleMania, and she's going to probably come back. Hopefully she'll be back for SummerSlam of 2024, because that's going to be the big move. SummerSlam of 2024 for her. So we'll see what happens with that as well, folks, as I see that happening. Drew McIntyre attacked Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes attacked Shinsuke Nakamura. Great match between Miz and Gunther for the Intercontinental title. Miz came close, but Miz couldn't do it. I don't know who's going to beat Gunther. I think Jey Uso is going to beat Gunther, folks, for the Intercontinental title. But if Jey Uso beats him, there's got to be something else for Gunther to do, if they do that like that, folks. So that's what I want to see. Hopefully, we'll see that happen soon. I want to see if Jey Uso is going to be the one to challenge Gunther for the Intercontinental title. Gunther's off, so that means that, Imperium's still there. Vinci and Kaiser lost. Well, they didn't lose, They got, they tried to attack Kofi, who was playing as Santa Claus. And then after that, they had the match with Jey Uso. Kaiser did, and Kaiser got beat because of some help from Kofi Kingston in the match. Also, shout out to R-Truth, man. My boy got him a win last night over JD, Judgment Day. JD's supposed to be out of the Judgment Day, but I don't think he is. I think that they were just joking about it. But R-Truth beat him on a Miracle on 34th Street match. Great match for R-Truth to win. Rhea Ripley and Ivy now, they're going to be in a match. Becky Lynch and Nia Jax, they're starting to heat up their rivalry. Nia Jax with the cheap shot. It was a lot of moving pieces on Raw. The tag team title match, which I thought was great between the Creed brothers and the Judgment Day. It's just not the Creed brothers' time right now to become the tag team champions. Do I think they move down the ladder? They probably will move back down because now they're going to have to figure out another tag team to go up against them. So I'm seeing that this is what's going to happen in this situation, folks. I do believe that the Creed brothers will be the tag team champions, but I don't think it's right now. And I also think that last night was a botch because after the 3 count, the Creed brother put his arm up. Was that a part of how he lost, or was that a botch? We'll find that out later on if it was a botch or not. But Damian Priest was kind of upset about him hurting himself in the match. So you can look at his reaction and tell, but they got the job done. They beat the Creeds. Now they're on top of the mountain again. It's the Judgment Day. But, the question still remains, when he cashes in, what's going to happen? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen when he cashes in. He's not going to win. Or if he wins, he's not going to be champion that long. You got too many moving parts going on Raw. You got Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion. You got Cody Rhodes, who is now the face of Raw, along with CM Punk. And I heard that there was a fight between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Because of that, Seth Rollins is right. When nobody else wasn't there, he was the one that was taking over the load of Raw. Even with the big match he had last year with Riddle. Even the times he intertwined with Randy Orton. Man, I'm telling you, this is exactly what it is. Seth Rollins was on top of the food chain. Even when he was the United States champion fighting against guys like Lashley and Austin Theory last year. Seth Rollins has been there. Seth Rollins is on top of the mountain, on the Raw mountain. That's why you will never see him be on the same show with Roman Reigns unless they're regrouping them for the Shield or they're trying to put them in a rivalry for the titles. That's exactly what it is, folks. So we'll have to see what happens when all this goes down, man. Because, right now, Seth Rollins is on top of the food chain. Drew McIntyre wants to become the world champion. Is there a possibility that Drew McIntyre wins the no? Because here's what's going to happen. If he does win, he's not going to be champion long because the WrestleMania story is going to be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. You guys got to understand that's what's going to happen. That's what they're going for. They're going for freaking Rollins against him. So you'll see what happens with that as the moving pieces goes on, the moving parts go on in wrestling. And I'm about to head off of here, but I want you all to enjoy your Tuesday. Enjoy NXT, NBA, NCAA basketball, hockey, women's college basketball, whatever sports that you're into tonight, enjoy it all. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, is the NXT recap as well as the AEW Dynamite preview as well as NBA and also college basketball. But until then, God bless you. God keep you. I'm Mike D. I'm out. Enjoy your Tuesday nights. God bless. God keep. Again, you're here for a purpose.